Hey, I'm back. Part two. Well, I guess it's part three. It's the third video, but it's part two for this week. It is about your trick words. We also call them heart words. So I'm going to review. We did a really nice job, I think, together doing that in school. So I don't want you to forget about how much you already know about a trick word or a heart word. So I'm going to use the ones that were for Unit 15. Not all of them. I'm just going to use a few. But I am going to show them all to you because you're going to type some sentences this week with your trick words. So some of them are the months of the year, which you might already know. And I want to point out before we spell the months of the year that they are proper nouns. And I'm sure you remember, and if you don't, I'm here to remind you that proper nouns get capital letters and months are proper nouns. So I'm going to start with January. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the whole word January. And we're going to go through it and we're going to see how much of this we already know. Okay. And then we'll heart the part that we need to know by heart because that's the part maybe that doesn't follow the rules that we learned. So J, we know. J says J. We're good. And we know that's a glued sound. A-N, fan, and. So J. An. You. You says you. So far, so good. Jan, you, air. What do we know that AR usually says? R, like car, right? So that's the part we have to know by heart. AR doesn't usually say air by itself. E. Now, Y doesn't say E. That's not its name, but we know, we learned in second grade that Y acts like a vowel. And when Y acts like a vowel, it can say E or I. So we don't need to know that by heart. We know that rule. Jan, J, An, you, air, E. And you know that when Y comes at the end of a word that has more than one syllable, it says E, like baby, January. That's a long one. So the only part you need to know by heart, boys and girls, in January is AR. You know all of this already. So don't let how long it is or how many syllables it has intimidate you. Okay, same thing. The next one is almost exactly the same. There's one more little part. The next one, I'm going to write it. I'm not going to read it to you yet. You probably already know it. And if you don't, that's okay. Okay, it's another month. February. Here we go. Let's see what we know. Good. B. We know this and we'll talk about it when it's over. Febru. You just learned in this unit that U says ooh. So I'm not saying that that's a part you need to know by heart. We just learned that. So b, r, oo, air, e. Look, it's the same part in both of these that you need to know by heart. So if you can just remember that, you know all of these sounds in both of these words. I will say sometimes in February, see how I said it? We usually say February. People sometimes leave that out. Some people say February. I try to say it that way when we're in school, just so you get used to hearing it that way. So if you need to put a heart around that to remind yourself that that extra r is in February, then that's fine. But you know what letter it's going to be used to spell it. So don't let it trip you up because you'll know it. Okay, those are two of your trick words. The other trick word that I want to show you is special. Okay, so let's see what we know. S, p, e. So far, so good. Spe, sh. I don't see SH. Shh. Special. Now, this is tricky. I might even heart this because it says like, That's kind of tricky with that A sound. Usually A says a or a. So, and we know that L says ul. So I might even go like this. But it's two separate things. So spe, sh, ci here says sh, and then a, ul, special. So you need to know this CIA part by heart. So I'll write it meter up here. You know all of this. Special. Okay, you know all of that. This is the tricky part. Okay? Because some of those letters are silent. And it makes the sh sound. Okay, so special, at least all of them are together in one place. Now, there's one other one I want to show you. It's enough or enough. People say it both ways. I'm going to teach it to you enough because it's going to help you see what you know easier, okay? Enough, okay? So, we know E, or if you say enough, you would say enough or enough. It just depends how you say it. So, start fresh. E, you know that. N. Now, here's the big chunk we need to know by heart. And we didn't learn this in second grade yet, but a lot of times O-U-G-H together will say uff, or it'll be silent. So this is a large part of the word you have to know by heart. So this one will take some practice, but you see O-U-G-H together a lot. They travel together a lot, and they do make a lot of different tricky sounds. That's why you normally see it in trick words. So E, N, uff, or N, uff. Either way, whatever works for you, just know that you know those beginning sounds. And O-U-G-H is what you need to know by heart. Okay? So, when you do your sentences this week, those trick words you'll see January, February, enough, and special. And don't forget, when you're doing other trick words, when you're writing or typing or anything, look at what you know. You know more of that trick word than you realize you probably do. Don't let the length of it or, all the different kinds of combinations of letters get you tricked or intimidated, which means make you nervous and think you can't do it because you can. You know a lot of sounds. So that is your second lesson for this week on trick words and heart words. Okay, bye.